Hi, this is Julia Bell, and welcome to INFS 1010. Welcome to week 3. I'm going to talk a little bit about Word and some other issues that have come up this week. I'm going to go to course materials. There we go. The orientation items are already past due, so those, as far as turning anything in, those dates have already come and gone. But I keep getting questions that were answered in the orientation, so I'm going to refer back to orientation. Here we go. All right, course materials and software. Here's the answer for how to download Office 365 free for your home from Walter State. This is something we now give all our students. So you would go here to use it for free. If you are using a Mac, I'm going to be honest, I love my Mac. I also have several PCs, but really to do this class, you need a PC to use the version of Office for it, because there is a great difference between the newest version of Office for the Mac and the one for the PC. Some of the features that are in the Windows version are not in the Mac version. Again, I love my Mac, but it doesn't match for this course. Is there a textbook put out for Office for the Mac? No, there's not. I've even looked. But I wanted to let you guys know that. I'm going to go back. Number one, how you get Office, a reminder. Some other things. There were some examples in here we did on being able to, we used OneDrive. We learned about Zip. So I expect those things to be things that you'd remember. But I'm going to demo those. I'm going to actually go back to the course materials, navigate backwards. We're going to go to Word. I'm going to go here. Talking about Module 1, there are 3 assignments that are due in Word. These things are not required. The learning materials, feel free to use these. I think they really help, especially if you're really new to Word. You can do these simulations, and just a great, great feature to use. You are not required to do those. There's also some videos here that are great that walk you through the highlights of different parts of the assignment. In the textbook, it talks about part 1, part 2, whatever. I'll show you how those videos come in. Let me show you the names of some of those. Here we go. All right, Objective 1, Objective 2, and so on. Project 1A walkthrough. Wow, if I'm doing 1A, I would think that'd be good. These are shorter videos. These 2 are longer. So you're not required to watch those or to do any of these things in the learning materials, but I wanted you to know that it's there for you. Graded. If you wonder where your grade comes from Chapter 1, here are the 3 items that are due. These are due by Wednesday of this week. Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Okay, here is the e-text. If you bought the paper book, wonderful. That's what I'm using. If you didn't, then this will be your book. Here are the starting student files. First thing, get those files. Let's go. Click on it, give it a second. Okay, mine popped up and it's going to have me to either open or save. Before you get happy and click, read this. This is a zipped file. You do not open a zip file, you save it. Then you have to extract it. I have students that do this every day, and when you get to the part of where it wants you to insert the picture that's from this file, they go, I downloaded it, but it's not here. It won't let me get the picture, and I can see the picture. And lo and behold, it's zipped every single time. I'm going to save, choose OK, give it a second. I am using Firefox. If you're using Chrome, it may appear down here at the bottom, or you may have a different look. I'm going to go find that file. Down at the bottom is the File Explorer. Click on that. Mine's opening up on another screen. I've got 3 panels. I'm going to go to Downloads. Great, there it is. I'm going to right-click, and I need to unzip this before I can use it. Or if in your case you want to do some great file management, bless you, let's do that. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to move it to Documents, And you might want to make one for this class. INFS 1010 or computer apps, whatever works for you. Double click on that. I want to do new folder. I'm going to do Word. The reason I make a separate folder for these is simply we have Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Windows, Concepts, and then digital literacy. So it all runs together after a while if you don't file it carefully. I'm going to double click on Word to go in it. Notice this changes. I'm now in Documents. I've made a folder for this class. I also have a folder called Word. There are 3 chapters in Word. I'm going to take a minute and make a folder for chapter 1. I press enter, accepts that, and then I can double click on it. Here you go. I've made a folder for INFS. Inside that one, Word. Inside that one, chapter 1. And when I go back to here, yes, I would make a folder for. You got it. Go ahead and do these while I'm thinking about it. Chapter 3, and again, I'm just clicking on new folder, and it starts, and then I just give it a name. I'm going to go into 1. You remember those files we downloaded a minute ago, and I just got through cutting? I'm going to right-click and paste. You could have also chose this paste. That means I took it from downloads, and I moved it to here. All I have to do now is unzip it. Right-click, and then extract all. Extract means what's zipped or put together, cause it to always be open. Popped it up on another screen, and it's saying, is this okay with you? I'm going to say sure. Great. There it is. I'm going to close that one. I now have 2 folders. If you wish to get rid of the one with the zipper right now, that's perfectly fine so that you don't get confused. I think I'll do that. While it's highlighted, or if it's not, you can click on it. You can just choose delete. It's gone. It's actually in the trash can, but it's out of sight for the moment. Double click here. The reason it gives 2, why they put that, apparently the person who actually zipped these files was on a Mac. Wasn't me. Okay, here are the different files. Will you need all of these? No. I can already tell you only A and B is all I need. So if you wanted to get rid of C and greater, you can. I just highlighted them and choose to delete that. Just push the delete key on my keyboard. So these are the ones I got to take care of. All right, great. Let's go back out here. So I now have downloaded the student data files. I have, from my downloads folder, I've moved them into a new place. I think I called this INFS 1010. Here it is. I put it in Documents. I made a folder called Word, and I made a folder called Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and 3, and everything is in Chapter 1. I right-clicked on the zipped folder. Remember, I had the zipper on this little yellow icon. I chose right-click, and I extracted all, and there's what I got, minus the ones I deleted. Okay, I'm going to make that small. Next thing I need is to see the book. These 2 assignments, the ones that have just the pencil, those your professor has to manually grade. I have to open it up, look at your file to see what you've done, which I will. And you'll always get a pending here until I physically grade it. This one, within about 30 seconds, it's going to do a score. You may have to go back to the previous and come back, but it'll do a score. And there's also a report that you can look at. I can click here. Since as a student I've submitted this, I can choose Open Submissions, and I can look at this one, and there is the file that I, as a student, submitted. I'm going to choose Open. And there's my file. All right, close that. And there's the grade that I received. So I'm very happy with that as a student. All right, let me show you how to open the book. Click here, and I know I've demoed this before, and it's been demoed in other places. I'm going to click on that to open it. Oh, of course, there's always one. If yours comes up with that, now you know what to do. Choose to allow it. Okay. There's the book. We're going to start with 1A. This is page 11501. I'll just go to the next page. All right. It's got a video here. You can click on this in the ebook, or you get those videos that I showed you earlier, and you play it. And it's going to walk through some of the first parts of this particular item. I don't want to watch the video, so I'm going to say no, thank you. Well, looks like my PC has decided to, my ebook is stuck. I'll kill that off and start it again. Click on, happens. Great, okay. If you didn't want to download those starting student files from the place I showed you, there's another place. We've got them all over the place. Okay, I'm going to scroll down. This is what the document should look like when you're finished. If yours doesn't look like this, this will be actually your first name and last name, not the filler. If yours doesn't look like this, by the way, this is a double line, not a single. It's kind of hard to see for this picture. But if yours looks different, your colors are different, then something is wrong. This orange is lighter than the outline. The outline is a full, this is like 40% lighter. So it's a very different color. I can choose arrow to go to the next page. If this bothers you, and it does me, click on it, and I can make that index go away. And I can click right over here to bring it right back. Okay, says here that I need to start with a blank document. I'm going to go to the bottom, and I'm going to type Word. I just type W-O. I'll press enter because that's what I want. Blank document. Wonderful, I'm ready to begin. Okay, you've got two choices. I can choose this and make it a little smaller, and make this a little smaller. All right. I can resize those by pulling on those handles till I get it the way I want it. All right, here it says, I want to turn on the show hide, which is this guy, the backwards P. Now they want me to type internships available. Why is mine blue? I was working with a student the other day and was showing her how to highlight things. Internships available, enter 2 times, 1, 2. Then I type in this text. Red underline means I have a spelling error. I can just right click on that one. Oh, production, sure. This one looks wrong. Oh, that's what I meant. So I've already got the spelling errors fixed. When I get to the end of this one and I read on, it talks about word wrap and some different things. And it says here that I should press the space bar. Okay. All right, hang on a minute. Something wrong. The root right. Okay. Talks about the different things that you can do to see the different spacings. Okay. Here we go. Remember to have a space after the sentence, which I think I did. Okay. Now they're saying to go and insert this file. And if you're like me and you need help remembering where you were, you can choose to get this highlighter, or you can pick one, show highlights. I can go here. Where's the highlighter? Oops. And I can just highlight across any of this that I want to remember. All right, over here, I want to do what they said, insert. I want to do text. And down from object, I want text from a file. This was actually in part of the homework that you did for the orientation. It was in the demo of the grader project. All right, I want to go to Documents. There's my course, Word, Chapter 1. And it was in those data files. Oh yeah, 1A text. Yep, that's what it says to get, 1A text. Insert. If you can't find this file and you know you went to the right folder, you might want to check to see if you right-clicked on it, on the one with the zipper on it, and you've extracted all. That probably is why you can't locate the file if you didn't extract it. Insert. Voila. Entered all this text without me having to enter it. I can come back here and I can highlight anything I want. All right, ready to go to the next page. If the text on here is too small for you, you can go right here and make that larger or smaller based on what you like. You can bookmark the page that you were just at, and then you continue on. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Whoops. Since I've not saved it before, it's going to ask me where I want to save it and what I'd like to save it as. I'm going to put it back in the same INFS 1010 Word Chapter 1 folder, and it tells me down here what to name it. I'm going to name it my last name, which is Bell, my first name, which is Julia, 1A, and then the word flyer. When I press save, notice at the top, this changes. So I know that I've saved it by the right name. I'm going to close this and this. I'm going to start Word back, and I'm going to open that up. I just close Word. When you first start Word, it comes up and offers you the last few files that you've opened. That's the one I want. Notice it tells me a short path to where I saved it. I click on it, and it's there. Great. I could continue on my way, adding things. Just out of curiosity, let's go ahead and see. Here it talks about the topography, so I would triple click on this, and I would actually go and use this and choose the style lettering that they said, and then do the coloring and all that, and make it a size 52. But I'm not going to do all that right now because I want to show you how to upload this. I'm going to close it. All right. Going back to course materials. By the way, this book, you can click this tab and bring it over here. If you got 2 monitors, you can click it and drag it over to a separate monitor. I have 3, so that makes it much nicer. I'm going to go back into here. Let's say I have finished, which, by the way, this document is far from finished. I will earn a 0 at this point. Okay, it opens up on the other side. Let me show you. Here it says Project 1A is pages 152 to 170. By the way, before you begin, you need student data files. Yes, this is a link to download those as well. I hate these links because as a student, I can't tell where they are. I can't see the link. So I don't like that, but there it is. Remember to extract it because your work won't be saved if you don't. Remember, it has to be named this name. Let's get my file and send it. The teacher's going to give me a 0, but I want to demo how to send this to you. Go to Documents. It was in INFS 1010, Word, Chapter 1, and there it is. And I click Open. If you click Submit right now, I get exactly nothing, no file. Notice it's here. It's got to move to this box. Click Add. Give it a second. It moved from here to here. Not done. Choose Finish and Submit. Notice it's in this box. And are you sure? Yes. Uploaded successfully. That's what I want to say. Now, as a student, I want to see if my file went. I'm going to click these double dots, the C menu, View Submissions. Now I should have 2 submissions, right? There it is. Pending. The reason it's pending is this is a file my professor has to open and grade. by hand. I think I'm one of the few professors that's still doing this, maybe myself and one other. Everyone else uses all auto-graded. I don't. Okay. And that's how you do that one. I want to look at this one while we're here. This is a grader project. Open on the other side, so I'll open it. Again, you can do it multiple times. Your limitation is to get all these documents done before Wednesday night. Because guess what? The next Wednesday night, the second chapter is due. The next chapter is due. Then on Fridays, after we've finished chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3, that Friday will be the exam covering all of Word. It will have stuff from each and every chapter that you have to create. Okay, I'm in the 1G Grader project. I'm going to download that, and I'm going to caution you. Do not share your grader files with your friends. If you do, they'll be marked. When you and your friend both send them, it'll be marked as plagiarized. If you share a computer with someone, make sure you put yours on a USB drive and hang on to that drive yourself. Because I have no way of knowing that, and I have no choice but to give both a 0. So don't submit someone else's work. It will be caught. I'm going to download all these files. Boom, 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 boom. And it's saying what would you like to do. Again, it's zipped file. I'm going to save it. This is the third item that's due by Wednesday. At this point, I can close this for the simple reason of there's nothing else I'll need to do here. The steps to complete this is in that little folder, and coming back here, I'm going to be at this. It'll take me a while to complete this document. So if you leave this open for an hour, for 2 hours, for 3 hours, you come back and you think you're going to select it and send it, no. It's going to error out, and you're not going to know what's happened, but it will have timed out this screen and just not make it available. It'll still be sitting there, but it won't work. So I'm going to just say, go away. All right, now what I need to do, I can get rid of the ebook because I'm not using that right now. What we need to do is go get those files. File folder, let's go to downloads, and let's just go ahead and get this and move it. I'm going to right click and I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to put it under documents. Remember what we said? There's our course. Double click. Word is good. This is still chapter 1, and I'm going to paste it right here. Great. It is zipped, so what I have to do is right click. I'm going to choose extract all. That means take the zipper off of it. It opens on another screen. I'll pull it so you can see it and choose extract. Wonderful. I'm going to close that. Now I have 2 of those, right? One with a zipper, one without. And if you want, you can get rid of the zippered one after you've extracted it. I'm going to say fine. Just to kind of keep things simple for us, let's go and look at this. Here are the instructions. Great. And here is the starting file. If I wasn't sure, I could look here and it would tell me that it was. Enable editing, enable editing. Yeah, don't forget to do that because it goes crazy otherwise. All right. I can make these side by side. Now I've got, if you like the instructions on the left and the work on the right, you can move them however you like. All right, it says open the file, check, step 1 complete. Number 2, type this. I can do this. Press enter. After the period, I press the space bar. So you can come over here and do this and highlight maybe in a yellow or whatever so that you can remember what you've done. That way if the phone rings, the dog barks, UPS man comes, whatever it is that you've got going on, you won't forget where you are. Okay, now it says to insert text from the grader text file. Okay, just exactly like we did in 1A. File's named different, but the principle's the same. Only here we don't tell you how to do it. That's the point of a grader, to see what you've learned from doing 1A and 1B. Insert, text. Oh, oops, wrong one, sorry. It's this one. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay. Down arrow and text from a file. You go to our course, INFS 1010 Word, first chapter, and it's these grader files I'm working on. All right, it says to get, okay, that one is the one I need. Wow, inserted a whole lot of stuff. So that is now done. Change the line spacing on the whole document. In chapter 1, I think it's 1B, it shows you how to do this. If you'll do Control plus A, so hold down the Control key just on the left next to the Shift, and don't let go, and then tap the A as an alpha. Boom, everything's selected. You could have highlighted the whole thing, but Control, and then keep the Control key held down, and then tap the A as an alpha. Selects everything. All right, change the line spacing. Here we go. Here's the line spacing. We want to change it to 1.5. Great. And the spacing after to 6. Okay, I could go here. All right. Spacing after is 8, so let's go to 6. Perfect. Great. Now it's saying here, so I've now done this part. 2 items I did there. This is not big enough. You can always go to the bottom and kind of click on it a couple of times. See, it's easy for me to see. Now it says to each of the 4 paragraphs that begin, one starts Sturgeon, as, when, in the video. Okay, so it must be this one. Remember, it showed you how in the book to pick a line. You can pick a line or whatever. They're going to want a first line indent. So that's the first paragraph. The second one they want is as educators. I'm going to hold down the Control key, and I'm going to get this one. The next one they say is when submitting. Here, this one. And then the last one is the video. It's this one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And they're talking about the indent. I'll click here for paragraph, and it wants first line indent. First line, 0.5, okay. So I have just done this much. Okay, and then what you do is go through all this and finish all those steps. Once you get those steps finished, you'll make sure you saved it. And yes, I'm sure I'd like to save that. I'll close this. I'm going to save this because I want those markings on it so I can come back to it later. And you go here and open this back up. You're going to submit it for grading. My grade's going to be bad. I didn't finish it. I'm going to choose the file to upload. It's still here. It's still this one. Upload. Success. And I want to submit it to be graded. And it's okay, I can close. Ooh, a whopping 9%. I am on the board, folks. Pain or day. I'm kidding, of course. 9 is not good. So I would need to seriously do some soul searching, come here and go, okay, what did I miss? When I click on that, click here. I've got many choices. I can look at the written up report. I can look at it. Oh, whoops, looks like I made something wrong there. My guess is probably spelled a little something wrong. This one's perfect. I didn't do this at all. I'll be honest. I know I didn't. And it's going to mark places where these things should be. I didn't do any of the rest of these steps, so I know that that grade is earned. Oh, wow. You could download. Let me open this wider here. The submitted file, I like the live comments report. I'm just going to open it and show you what that looks like. Okay, here's a heading page. It's a whole front page. Look at all the you didn't do's. Comments. Here's why I lost points. To be honest, that was supposed to have formatting on it. It was supposed to be larger, many things. What's going on here? Oh, missing the picture. Yeah, I didn't even insert that, did I? And as you can see, I got a lot of stuff that I just didn't do. Oops. I'm going to close that, and I'm going to seriously go back and, as a student, I would finish that. I hope this has been helpful. Don't forget, Word assignments 1A, 1B, and 1G are due Wednesday night. Have a great week.